Hi, this is Kenny from Triscribe. I often mention in these videos that you can make your own settings so that you go to the thing in Triscribe that you most want to see whenever you open up the product. And in this little video, I'm just going to show you how those settings work. So as usual, I'm at my main dashboard screen. You'll notice that as well as dashboards, there's a heading here called settings. So if I click that, you will see that there are a number of settings. So manage drug groups. If you have created any drug groups under your own ID, this will show you what those drug groups are. And if you wanted to, you could also use it to create a new drug group that would then be available for you to look at. The display settings, even simpler. I do these videos on a laptop, so I use this option, use as much space as possible to draw charts. But if you flip to this option, it will show the key parts of the chart without needing to scroll. And that works really well on a big monitor, which I know many people in hospitals will use. So again, make your own choice. And again, exports. If you create an export in a chart under your name and ID, this will keep it here, and you can go and look and get that export data anytime you need. And then the main thing which takes you to where you want to go is this, which is the filter settings. And there are really two parts to this. It's relatively simple. So the first part is the general filter settings. So when you load a dashboard, it will either go to the default values or the last used values. So if you simply change this to last used values and save and go in and start using Triscribe, and you regularly go to the same ward or the same group of drugs, it'll simply take you there. So then you don't have to do anything else. On the other hand, if you know what ward and so on you want to look at in each chart that you review, you can keep the default values, and then you can manage the default filters in this little group down below. And that allows you to default to either a ward or a ward group. And it allows you to define what that ward might be and what that ward group might be. And it allows you to pick a default date selection. So you can change any of those, and you can simply click save whenever you're done. And that'll then be your default settings. When you go into your dashboards and click a dashboard, it will take you to those dashboards. You will notice that there are no drug selections on these screens. That is because drug selections vary quite significantly between charts. So trying to set a single default for drug selection really doesn't work. So for example, if we were to look at antibiotics, then there would be one set of groups of drugs. If you looked at Parkinson's medication, very obviously you would pick a different set of drugs. So that's really it. That's all there is to it. The only other thing I would say is if you do change the defaults, you need to log out and log back in again in order for it to go to your new defaults. Most people would log out and move on anyway when they're done. As always, any questions or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks very much for listening.